I'm Hunter. I'm here with Tommy Broyles, the 2006 Times Magazine Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Now, Tommy, I know we've discussed in detail about a lot of your primers, but I've seen that these kind of stick out to the side. What exactly are the advantages of some of these?
Well, first off, I was the 2006 Time Magazine of the Year. You can Google it. Now, what we have right here is we talked about different primers for different needs. We talked about primers earlier. We talked about the synthetic acrylic primer for stain block for fires and stuff like that. Well, we have the oil-based version of that. You know, this is shellac-based primer. It's the oil-based version of it. And then also we have like the odorless oil-based primers. You know, when you get into somewhere and you're doing, say, paneling on walls, people need to have done and they're stained, or, you know, if you're painting anything that's stained and it needs a primer, you want something that's going to block that stain in. And people don't really want to smell paint anymore. So you have an odorless oil-based primer. Now, it's not 100% odorless. You know, you're going to have that little smell, but it dissipates very quick. So if you paint a room in the morning, they come in the afternoon, they never know it. We had talked about, of course, here's our in gallon versions, our Fresh Start primer, and that's our top line Cadillac. You know, that's the best I got for certain things. Sticks primer. You all use a lot of this because most people, what they'll do is somebody have PVC piping, or they'll have the, you know, how people put post up now, and it's just like the tubes and things like that, plastic tubes and stuff like that, and someone will just paint it with paint. And within less than a year, it's peeling, you know, because they haven't used a proper primer. Or they may use a primer on it, but they didn't use the right primer. That's where sticks comes in. You know, that's sticks, you get great adhesion to pretty much anything. I can paint glass with sticks, you know, and what you do is you put a good coat of sticks on, you paint over top of the sticks with anything you want, and, you know, it's going to stick to it. We don't like to tint the sticks. You know, people always come in and say, hey, you know, I want to put on one coat of primer, one coat of paint, can you tint this? No, when you're using something like this, you know, you're doing your customer a disservice if you try to do it like that. The best way is you put on a nice coat of this, 2 coats of finish, and be done with it. Then you move on down. You know, we have another oil-based primer. This is interior or exterior. It's very rare you use primers oil-based exterior anymore, but there are times you need it. And then you move on down, and we have the grip and seal. That's a great acrylic stain kill. It's a step down. It's more cost efficient than something like the synthetic primer, something like that. Now, it's not going to be as good as that, but it's good for crayons on the wall. You know, if you want to just go in, somebody spray painted something, some graffiti, things like that, you know, that's what you would use that for.